People get carried away with visualization, imagination, and hypnotism. But they fail in the most basic, yet powerful principle that makes all these other principles work faster and easier. Which is the principle of words. This video is about to change your life completely. But you have to open your mind, believe, and do what this video will show you. Now, before you click away thinking this is just another motivational speech, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people in the world, the happiest people, the healthiest people, they all have something in common? They speak differently. They use their words differently. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why that is, and how you can harness this same power starting right now. Let's begin with this short yet powerful story. One day, Jesus and his disciples were leaving a place called Bethany, and he was hungry. He saw a fig tree in the distance and went to get its fruit. Unfortunately, the tree had no fruit. And Jesus said to it, "May no one eat fruit from you again." Now, the disciples heard this, but they probably didn't think much of it at that moment. The next day, Jesus and his disciples were passing along the same path. And Peter, one of his disciples, noticed something shocking. The fig tree that Jesus had cursed the previous day. It had withered. Completely. From its roots. Peter couldn't believe his eyes, and he pointed it out to Jesus. And Jesus, seizing the opportunity, taught him a divine and profound principle that day. He said, "Have faith in God. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Now, notice something crucial here. He said, if anyone says. He didn't say, if a Christian says. He didn't say, if a perfect person says. He said anyone. That means anybody, no matter who you are, can believe a thing, say it, and it will happen just as it was said. Then he narrowed it down to believers and said, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." So here's the first step you should always take towards any goal or desire. Say what you want. And believe that you already have it. This is why most people don't have what they desire. They visualize. They daydream. They create vision boards. And all of that is good. But then, they say the opposite of what they so desperately long for. And then they wonder why they find it difficult to manifest their heart's desires. Think about it. How many times have you said things like, "I'll never be able to afford that," or "I'm just not good at this," or "Things never work out for me." And then you wonder why life keeps proving you right. Know this, what you say puts you in the direction of what you're saying. So wishing for one thing and saying the opposite makes getting what you wish for extremely difficult, if not impossible. The book of James, chapter 3, from verse 3, puts it so powerfully. It says, "When we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal." Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. James compared the tongue to the bits in the mouths of horses and to the rudder of a ship. And if there were cars in his time, he would have also compared the tongue to a steering wheel. So what is the job of the bits, the rudder, and the steering wheel? They put horses and ships and cars in the direction they should go. Note that they do not get them to their destinations. That's the job of other parts of the system. But they put these things in the path to get to their destinations. So imagine this. You want to go north. But you turn your steering wheel towards the east. No matter how fast you go, no matter how much fuel you have, no matter how powerful your engine is, you'll never get to the north. This is the tragedy of so many people. They plan. They hope. They have faith and strong desires. But they put themselves in the wrong path by the things they say. And so, no matter what they do, they just can't get to their destinations. So year after year, they struggle but keep falling short of where they wish to be. If only they could just make a simple shift. Say exactly what they want. And hold on to what they said, no matter what life throws at them. Now, let me tell you a modern story that proves this principle works. In 1990, Jim Carrey was a struggling actor. He was broke. He was depressed. He was living in his car at one point. But he did something extraordinary. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and he dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. 5 years in the future. But here's the key. He didn't just write the check and put it away. He carried it in his wallet every single day. And every single day, he would look at it and say, I am a successful actor. I am worth $10 million. He spoke it. He declared it. Even when his reality said the complete opposite. And you know what happened? Just before Thanksgiving 1995, he found out he was going to make $10 million for his role in the movie Dumb and Dumber. Coincidence? I don't think so. He aligned his words with his faith, and his life followed the direction of his tongue. Hebrews 4, verse 14, and Hebrews 10, verse 14, admonish us to hold fast to our confession. And Romans 10, verse 10 says, For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. You see that? Your salvation, your breakthrough, your manifestation, comes from the confession of your mouth. So no matter the amount of faith you have, you will find it difficult to manifest what you desire if you don't confess it. It is like going to a restaurant and having a strong desire to eat a particular meal. You can sit there all day, visualizing that meal, imagining how it tastes, feeling how hungry you are. But the only way to get what you want to eat is by saying what you want to the waiter. Likewise, you have to say what you want to the universe, to God, to yourself. And continue saying it until it manifests. There's a story in the Bible that illustrates this point clearly. The Apostle Paul was speaking to people in a city called Lystra. And there sat a man who was lame. He had been like that since he was born and had never walked. He listened to Paul as he was speaking. And when Paul's eyes met his, Paul saw that the man had faith to be healed. And immediately he called out, Stand up on your feet. And immediately, the man jumped up and began to walk. Notice that the man had faith to be healed. But only after Paul spoke did he become healed. I could argue that if Paul hadn't said anything, that man would have returned home that day without any change. This shows the power of what we say. Yes, it works hand in hand with faith. But it is as powerful as having faith itself. King David said, My tongue is the pen of a skillful writer. Your tongue is so powerful, it writes the destiny of your life. Use it wisely. Proverbs 18, verse 21 says, The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Let me share another powerful modern example. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah grew up in poverty. She was abused as a child. She faced racism and sexism in the media industry. But from a young age, she began declaring something different. She would say, I am destined for greatness. I am going to make a difference in the world. Even when she was fired from her first television job as a news anchor, because they said she was unfit for TV, she didn't change her confession. She kept saying, I am meant for television. I will have my own show. I will impact millions of lives. And look at what happened. She became one of the most influential media moguls in history. Not because she was lucky. Not because circumstances were perfect, but because she aligned her words with her belief, and she never stopped declaring her future, even when her present looked nothing like it. So, what should you do now that you know the immense power of your tongue? First, quit saying things that are not desirable to you. Even if that is your current reality. Even if the bills are piling up. Even if the diagnosis came back negative. Even if you failed the first time. Stop confessing your current negative reality. It only puts you deeper into the life you don't want. Every time you say, "I'm so broke," you're steering your life toward more poverty. Every time you say, "I'm so unlucky," you're steering toward more misfortune. Stop it. Right now. Second, start building faith about what you want and why you want it. Tell yourself you deserve everything good and wonderful. Remember that the Bible says you are made for signs and wonders. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Read your Bible to strengthen your faith, for faith comes by hearing what God said concerning you. Listen to testimonies of people who overcame what you're going through. Fill your mind with evidence that what you want is possible. Third, confess the belief you have built up in the second step. Go hard on this one. The devil will try to make you confess the opposite. Trials and challenges will come to test you. Your bank account might still look the same tomorrow. Your health might not improve overnight. But hold on to your confession. Choose life by confessing only the things that you want. Stand in front of your mirror every morning and declare your future. Say, "I am healthy. I am prosperous. I am successful. I am loved. I am making progress every single day." And remember that step 2 is very vital for this step to be effective. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Fourth, forgive everyone who has hurt you. If we go back to Mark 11, after Jesus told us exactly how to get what we desire, he gave a condition in the last verse. He said, "And when you stand praying, forgive, if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also who is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses." You see, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It blocks your blessings. It clouds your conscience. So forgiveness helps you have a clear conscience before God and man, and makes God grant your requests to you. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. Write down 3 things you want in your life. 3 specific things. Maybe it's financial freedom. Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's a restored relationship. Maybe it's a new job. Whatever it is, write it down. Then, craft a declaration for each one. Something you will say every single day. Out loud. With conviction. For example, "I am debt-free and financially abundant. I am completely healed and full of energy. My marriage is restored and filled with love." And then commit. For the next 30 days, say these declarations every morning and every night. Watch what happens. Watch how opportunities start appearing. Watch how your mindset shifts. Watch how your life begins to align with your words. If this video has impacted you, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear this message. And subscribe to this channel because I'm going to keep bringing you life-changing content like this. Your words have power. Use them to create the life you've always dreamed of. I'll see you in the next video.